Welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us. The still newspaper headlines and analysis. Of course, I have with me in the studio of Falami, a public affairs analyst. Welcome on board this morning.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Of course,
thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. Okay, let's cross to the Punch newspaper. I have this banner headline that says U.S.-Iran war, marketers Dangote trade words over petrol price. Imported petrol cheaper than Dangote's by 64 naira per litre. That's coming from the marketers. And then Dangote is saying, defy Middle East war to import petrol. Dangote challenges the marketers. You know, it's a bit of back and forth, yes, you know, with these two borders. Really.
Well, what I have to say about that is that, you know, there has been a war on ground here about Dangote Refinery becoming a monopoly in the market industry, and the marketers want to break the monopoly and also import their own petrol and then beat the price. I only want that everybody is fighting for their own personal interests at the detriment of Nigerians. If you have our own refinery working properly and our government is doing what is expected, I don't think we will be on this table talking about the Dangote and the marketers, fighting for importation and price equity, or can say, talk about differences. Okay. If we have our refineries working and government have not thrown out their responsibility into the air, making Dangote becoming a determinant of what be our petroleum pump price, and the marketer struggling with such kind of situation, also wanted to import petrol and sell at their own price. This tells us the lacuna in the governance that we are presently running. It shows that our government have not done the needful yet. For about how many years now, they're pumping money into the refinery and nothing is working. A time was during the last era, they told us that the light is up, and they show us that the refinery will be working. All of a sudden, everything just died down, just like that.
Until Ojulari came out to tell us plainly that
it's not going to work. Imagine that. Until Ojulari came out to tell Nigerians that this thing is not going to work. But the Buhari regime has siphoned a lot of money in betraying Nigerians, in diverting our attentions to something else, while they are pumping their money, the money into another place. So that is why you see, when Dangote is now becoming the chief determinant of this petroleum pump price, I'm not surprised, because I know that everybody have their interests, and the marketers who are now talking, they will have feel short change in some areas where they expect. You know, there was a time they were talking about the distribution process where Dangote wanted to take over everything, and they felt that no, it's not going to work. But all this still lie in the areas that our government is not doing what they are supposed to do. Okay,
so don't you think that this is a little bit beyond this control, especially the war, the U.S.-Iran war? Because when some persons were saying to Nigerians that this will affect the entire world, most persons did not believe it.
They should, because the Middle East war is a war of the petroleum industries. They are the one in charge. They have it, and there is no way you want to import and you want to go to that place, especially at a very dangerous time like this. Okay. And you will not be asked to go back or wait for something for the war to come down. The war is going to affect everybody. It's going to affect our supply. It's going to affect our currency. It's going to affect so many things that we are yet even to determine right now. And that is why we are calling for peace. If there is peace, we will have a better way to trade, a better way to do business, a better way to determine. Right now, the petroleum price is going for 1,000 naira plus. From previously, about a month ago, it was 870, 850.
And then Dangote was reducing it, maybe sometimes even twice a week. The price will come down.
Yes, it will go up again, because it's not stable yet. It's not stable yet, and the world came in between all this, trying to stabilize the price. So what do you expect? The man will only work on his ratio, work on his price stability, to know what to sell at the time and to know how to put the price. That is just it. Okay. But the market are now calling for an importation and accusing Dangote of the price differences, where it as a result of the government inability to do the needful.
Okay, let's cross to Vanguard this morning. I have this headline that says, Nigeria is poor because we celebrate looters. That's coming from Peter Obi.
Well,
does he have a point?
Yes, he has a point. A very good point. Till date, some people are still going through probe allegations, and there was a time a particular director in the retirement firm ministry was alleged of a huge amount of money, and till date we are yet to hear the end of that story. A lot of them, the likes of Abba Kyari, a lot of them. Now we've seen the Petroleum Minister being questioned again. It's not for his performance as a director in the ministry, but the way and manner money keep going out without records. And that is why you ask, or when you calculate all this money, you ask yourself, is Nigeria still rich? Are we this rich? At present, the Abacha loot still coming down from heaven. And somebody will ask you, what is going on? And you see, when we don't do accountability, when we find it difficult to question our looters, when we find it difficult to put them to justice, then we see many people becoming poorer. So
don't you think it's a systemic problem? And then the system is contributing more than the individuals? Because I remember the case of Abacha loot, even during the military incursion.
Yes.
And then from 1999, Obasanjo, there was a time he said that, what is deputy,
the article
what is stole can actually
take care of
the entire nation for years.
And the man is still contesting, and that is where you ask so many questions and there is no answer of what is the position of Nigerian and ordinary Nigerian. How do we expect them to live? What do become of the salary earners? What become the small medium enterprises life? That is why you see politics becoming so juicy for people to go in. They do it like a do or die affair, that they get there, it's over. And that is why somebody will be contesting for House of Rep the first time, the second time, the third time, also asking for the fourth time. And you ask, what have been your achievement from the time you've gotten to that chamber? What have you done? You look at their constituency, nothing to write home about, nothing to say this is what this man has actually put in place. Has he reduced the poverty level in the constituency? Have he increased the capacity of manpower in their state? Everybody is now going for an hospitality business as if that is where the buck end. And I ask myself, where we don't have the opportunity to question them, where there is no accountability, the people become poorer. Go on the street of everywhere. You see the faces. See how people are hungry. See the hunger on their faces. See the hunger. It's there. And our markets the price keep going up. Food commodities keep going up. Nobody to ask question. If you want to start a business right now, you see that you are getting it from your own savings, or you are asking your family members. There is no loan anywhere. People are talking of house deficit. There is no mortgage to start any building. Government is not even looking at that, and they cry about those who are renting out their houses.
But Oshiomhole at the time went on national TV to say that the prices of food is coming down.
Oshiomhole's table is determining that price. Where it is. Maybe because Oshiomhole has gotten a particular food, and they told him that last week we bought this for 500 naira, then this week we are buying it for 350. You will summarize that to say, oh, the price of food is coming down. Let Oshiomhole go elsewhere. I've been opportune to go to some states, and at the time that this price is not even equal in this state.
Even in Ibadan.
If
you move from one seller to the other,
you will see that if rice is 2,000 naira per Congo here in Apata, Oluyole, by the time we move to the likes of Ashi, Bodija, and the like, you see that it's 2,500, 2,300. And you ask yourself, are you under a different atmosphere? Are you not in the same state, or is it not in the same capital?
That is specular.
That is just it. And when you move out of this place and you move to Imo State, you are moving to Enugu State, you are moving to those areas. Is so God knows how they live in that area. Even their transportation is not the same. Their petroleum price is not the same. Even though they are very close to the refinery, it's not the same. You ask how is people living, how are they surviving? Because there is no accountability, and our people don't ask questions. And where they ask questions, they get picked up as a critic, as an activist, as somebody who does not want the life of the government to last. They see them as haters of the present government. So that is what we are experiencing.
Okay, it's really sad. Let's cross to Daily Sun and take this headline that says, terrorists attack soldiers, kill imam, kidnap scores in Borno State. Is there really an end to this whole insecurity? And some persons, have argued to say, there is a solution.
Yes.
But the security apparatus are not making use of that solution.
There is need for total overhauling of the Nigerian military entirely.
But we have a new person in town.
Oh God. This new person is not coming from heaven. This new person is an internal person who was just given a promotion to lead. There are some things that we don't want to disclose. He will not want to do more than what he can do right now because he knew after this is to leave the position and become a civilian. But there is need for total overhauling. There are infiltrators.
Do you think names should be mentioned? There was a time we heard a particular report that they are going to release names of those who are sponsoring terrorists. But to date, we've not heard.
These names are linked to some people who want to mention those names. So as they mention those names, those people will mention their name. And as they mention their name, there will be kata on the table. You see, that is why some people will call for an external fighter to come and rescue us. They call that because they know that those ones who are coming don't know who are on ground. They are just here to fight to follow the mission of kill, arrest, and detain. Some
Nigerians, I think Nigerians are divided. Some are saying, "Oh, let another foreign country come and help us."
Yes.
Some are saying, "No, we don't want that."
Oh, wow. We will need that when we get to that stage. I'm telling you. Of recent, there was a kidnap along Ibadan or to Oyo Road, and bandits kidnap people on that road. So they are moving closer to our doorstep. And before we know it, we may not be safe at all. Everybody will not have the right to, will not have the opportunity to sleep with their two eyes closed. So what are we saying about that?
We pray it doesn't get to that.
We pray it doesn't get to that, but what are we doing not to get to that? Just the first time in the history of Nigeria, the new IG announced the need for state police, constituting the 8-man committee. That tells us that the man has come for the mission for 8-man for state police. But before now, it has never been an agreement that we have the state police.
But this is not the first time that they will talk about state police. I recall, even in the last administration, they discussed state policing, and then it was swept under the carpet.
Yeah, it will be swept because those in government then don't want that state police to come to light. They believe that coming to light will not allow their mission. We kill what their people are doing. We may be the deterrence to the kind of principle and policies they have on ground.
Okay, with the complexities,
yeah.
Do you think it's going to work without affecting the federal order? Speaking about state police now.
Well, before they do that, they will have checked into all the federal orders. I think that in other countries, they have metropolitan police who take care of the people around their areas. It's not that. You see, when you talk about federal police, that is where the government only determine what the police will do. The state here, all the state governors cry out to tell you that they don't have power over the police. They don't have power over the command. They even have to write to the headquarters before anything is done. So when they have the state police, aside the fact that we are afraid that they may be used for political reasons, if that is not there, they should be able to do what they need to do. They know the terrain, they know the hideouts, they know the people. I remember when I was in school and that was a very terrible period where people talk about cultism on campus and the likes of that. We have to be on ground. We have to be the ones bringing out these guys who are not students, constituting this nuisance. And we know them, we know their hideout, we know where they stay. And these are the reasons where I would love that state police to come to life, because these guys that will be recruited will be the one living in that area. Not somebody bringing from Borno to come and be the CP in Oyo State. Or some people, or some police officers from Delta, from Kaduna, who don't know the terrain, will now come and constitute themselves in a particular division and say they are the police. It's not going to work.
One analyst argued here on this particular set that those persons that they bring from Borno, they stay in the office. They don't even step out.
They don't even step out, but they don't also take action. That is just it. They don't step out and they don't take action because they understand they don't understand the terrain. And that is why we say let those people be there. Let us have a state police. We may do the needful, hand over to the Nigerian police and ask them to go and put those guys to justice. So that is what we are calling the See, the rate at which criminals are going in their strength, and our environment need to be washed so that we meet up with that particular strength. If not, you will see this one getting higher than the other. And that is where we are asking that we get to meet up with the trend of the day on time before it gets out of hand. And that is where you see the need for state police. State police is long overdue. It's long overdue that government are just looking into it now. A lot of politics have been thrown into it, debate and the likes like that. But I tell you, it is very important.
Okay, I think it's a fine place to leave. I just want to believe that at the end of the day, state police would materialize
I'm praying
this
so
time
too.
around.
I'm praying
Okay, let's cross to Daily Independent and see what INEC is saying. This is the second time that this particular headline is coming up. It's saying political parties crisis distracting election planning. INEC warns. This is not the first time. This is not the first administration where we see crisis across political parties. Should that stop INEC from performing?
Well, I think INEC is an independent organization and leave the party aside. They should work according to their own, rules and regulations, where they need to monitor party primaries if they have need. I think this present law is saying that they don't need to come. It is not necessary to come and monitor party primaries. That clause, I'm still checking it. It will cause more crisis.
Really?
Yes, because some.
But don't you think it will reduce the interference of INEC? Because some politicians have argued that INEC is interfering too much in internal affairs.
Yes, INEC gets too much of power and gets too much of influence. They get influenced. But you see, when a particular set of people in a particular party wants to constitute their congress, like they say, they have their people in the INEC and they want to influence them. They bring those people to their own side and leave the other people who are grumbling to the other side, such that those who will not have INEC presence at their congress, they will have. As soon as they have that, it gets certified. This one gets, questioned or cancelled. And that way, you see the division. And they will now end up at the court. Because our own INEC is not actually an independent body who could see into which of these ones are the party Congress to say. But now they are saying that all database will now be flown into INEC, such that immediately you get into a party, you don't cross into another party, and that when you want to do a congress, you don't need to have INEC into you. It will mean that everybody doing the congress here, we have their, they are together, and at the same time, INEC is watching from, behind the camera, not to be present as. But the crisis will not end. It's just going to be another version. We are waiting to look at that. I'm anxious to see what we are.
And this is the first time we are testing these new acts of primaries that not just the delegates, each party member. Well, it's something to look out for. I tell people that this next election is going to be very interesting. Epic thanks to you. It's been an interesting conversation. Afolabi, a public affairs analyst. All right, we need to take a short break, and when we come back, we move on to the big story. My name is Oluwayemi Adela. Please stay with us.